Hey, this is another edition of Morning Prayer. This video is just really about the meaning in the word silence. A lot of times I talk to my friends about this, that your greatest power is in the silence. Because a lot of times, depending on the situation, if you're having a discussion with someone, and the main thing you're going to have to do, and that I believe you should do, is you should be a good listener. That means that you're going to be silent. If you had like 10 people, right, and they all were sitting around in a circle, right, and everybody took turns, right, and they said, well, hey, when that person's turn came up, because everybody again in this world has a story to tell. Immediately, what they're going to do is they're going to become silent, right, and in that silence, each person is going to think about, and they're going to listen to what that person is saying. And again, your greatest power is in the silence. For me, that's how you can have your greatest lesson in the silence. Because sometimes, a lot of times in life, people just want to be heard. They want to be heard, know that you're listening to them, like fully listening to them. And in that, once again, is where the silence comes. Being silent is one of the greatest things you can do, and be a good listener. A lot of times, again, I'll say one thing, like I had a story to tell. It's like with my uncle, when I was young, my uncle, I hung around with, a lot of my uncle and his peers, and, I had a lot of mentors around me. And the one thing they always said was be a good listener, and then that was a really humbling experience for me. So I think a lot of times people, they just want to be heard. And, when you're having deep discussions, when you feel like you might want to speak, it's good to just allow the conversation, let that person let their thoughts out, let their feelings out, let them, let them see the joy in you, that you can listen, that you can, not speak and be silent, because once again, if you're having a deep discussion that gets heated, right? Sometimes that comes from maybe, possibly when you're not allowing that person to fully express themselves. So my thing is for me, I learned a lot in, being silent and in that silent, being silent and in the silence. So there's nothing wrong with that. It's a humbling experience, like I said, before. So I recommend trying to slow things down and be a good listener and just be silent. Again, it's your greatest power. You'll thank yourself for that. All right, peace.